Hello good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here. Today I'm bringing you my second impressions video for the British Tier 8 premium battleship, Vanguard. Now my first impressions video, I told you guys that I was in love with the ship, and I was doing quite well in her, and I enjoyed the way that she filled. And that still does hold true. I still love the ship, I still do pretty well in her, and she feels really good. Her guns feel nice, their reload time, that 25-second reload time is great, the grouping is great, her maneuverability and speed is absolutely amazing. You can do so many torpedo beats with this ship. Now, since I've mostly went over a lot of the positives with her in the first video and I really didn't touch on the negatives too much, I feel that now that I've played her pretty much exclusively over the weekend, I have a better feeling for her negatives, so let's go ahead and talk about those. So downside, this ship is squishy. Very squishy. She will not survive sustained fire for too long, especially HE spam, and that's pretty much the flavor of any high tier game now, it's just HE spam. So she will quite literally melt under pressure. Most battleships will, but Vanguard's in the category of like the Gascon and the Richelieu and the Jean Bart, where they just completely just melt under HE spam. You know, because she got that 32mm of armor in most places. I mean, her belt armor is pretty thick, but her deck's still 32mm. So HE's going to go right through that, and it's not fun. I mean, like I said, any battleship is going to melt under concentrated fire, but Vanguard's just a bit faster. Now, she does have a very nice heal. She has pretty much what is a Warspite heal. You run the heal flag on that, you can get a really nice chunk of your health back. But, I mean, that's only for 28 seconds, and then you're back to burning away, and by the time that heal's been off cooldown, which it does only have a 60-second cooldown, which is faster than most heals. You know, so there is ways to mitigate, you know, being concentrated. You know, you have to time your damage con, time your heal, but in the end I found that even if you do those just right, you're still probably going to go down or lose most of your health. So while she is a nice battleship, she's definitely a mid-range battleship. You can get in close with her, and I've had mixed results with that. I've had times where I've done fine when I go in close, and I have times where you know, it's just because by the time you move in close on any ship in a tier 8 or 10 game, or even a tier 9 game too, you're probably being shot at by more than just one ship, unless he's completely gone off by himself, in which case you're fine. But if there's more than, I would say, 2 ships there, you're probably not going to come out of that brawl. You may kill the ship that you went in to kill, but whoever's with them is probably going to kill you after you sink them, or after you try to get away. So she's not really a close range ship. I would definitely stay at medium range, and by medium I mean 10 to 15ish kilometers. And I know that's still pretty close by tier 10 standards, but I mean, you're in a tier 8 battleship, so you gotta do what you gotta do in a tier 10 game. And yes, she does have a 20-kilometer range, which is workable in the tier 10 game, but you're also firing 15-inch guns at tier 10 ships, which have way more armor and speed and maneuverability than their tier 8 or 9 counterparts. So by the time you fire, they're going to see your shells coming, they're going to turn slightly, and since you only have a 15-inch gun, it's going to bounce. So she does struggle at tier 10. I mean, most tier 8s do. I just feel Vanguard struggles a bit more because she does only have 8 guns, and that's still only 8 shells going out every 25 seconds. Now, you do have a nice rate of fire, but like I just said, in tier 10 games, you're going to be getting a lot of bounces, and it is quite frustrating. But I mean, playing any tier 8 at tier 10 is, so that's just part of the tier. Not too much the Vanguard's fault, but I mean, it is what it is. Another negative, doesn't have that great of torpedo protection. However, I mean, with that freaking rudder shift, you probably won't be eating torpedoes too much unless you do what I try to do and try to ram a destroyer, but then he just torpedoes me in the battle. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had him there. I thought I was going to ram him or something, but nope, turns out the torpedo arming range is apparently less than 1 kilometer. Yeah, yeah. That was a bit of a buzzkill. Other than that, I mean, that's really her only downsides. I mean, there's some pretty big downsides, but I mean, with the rudder shift, you can definitely kite this thing like you're Benjamin Franklin. I mean, God, this thing's so good at kiting. You can just dance around shells and torpedoes all day. And her gun, oh yeah, her gun angles. Her gun angles are a bit meh. You have to show a bit of broadside to get all 8 guns on target, which you're going to be wanting to do because you only have 8 guns. But with the rudder shift, you can quickly just, get there, show your broadside fire, and then whoop, you're back to being properly angled before anyone has a chance to shoot at you. Now, there is some positives and negatives. You can get a little bit too cocky and be, assuming you're going to be able to dance your way out of a situation in which you slip up, showed your broadside for just a few seconds too long, and boop, now half your health's gone. Yeah. And of course, if you're kiting, you're probably going to pull a Notzer and just ram into an island, or be at the map border, or just get out of the fight a bit too early, which I have done. I have found myself suddenly being the furthest ship back in the team when I was, just kiting and avoiding shells, which, I mean, that happens in any battleship when you're trying to avoid fire, trying to get out of a situation. You may accidentally get too far away from your team, and therefore you're not supporting them properly. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of your mini-map. You don't want to accidentally abandon your team because you get out of effective firing range. So just keep an eye on your mini-map when you're kiting. And now the big question, is she worth the $54? I would say, yeah, she's fun. It's fun having a British battleship with normal AP and normal HE and an actual, sustainable amount of health. She has way more health than the Monarch does, and she even has more health than the Lion at tier 9. She has 71,000 health. That's great. So while she does have some pretty crappy armor in some places, her health kind of makes up for that along with her heal. So it's what I think premium should be. Premium should be ships that are from one tech line, but they have characteristics not of that tech line. Just like the Vanguard. She doesn't have the short fuse AP. She doesn't have the annoying spammy HE. She has an actual fair amount of health. She doesn't have a lull heal. She has a good heal, but it's not a lull heal. And she's quite maneuverable. That 9.7 second rudder shift time. You throw the steering gear mods on there, you can get it down to around 7 seconds, so you can literally have cruiser rudder shift time on a battleship. Yeah. Oh, also, she doesn't have any planes or anything, but that's also about right for being a British battleship. So see what I mean? Like, she also has some characteristics of the British line. She has their squishy armor, doesn't have a plane or any type of spotting consumable like hydro or radar or anything. And she is quite stealthy. She is very stealthy. I have a 14-kilometer detection range on her right now. That is without the captain skill. I believe with the captain skill, it gets down to around 12. So yeah, that's a really stealthy battleship. And if you have a stealth build like that, it's really easy to be a mid-range battleship with this thing, because you can sneak up on people, get within that 15-kilometer sweet zone, fire your broadside at them, and just turn around super fast because you got that nice rudder shift time and kite your way out of there. So she is a really nice battleship in my opinion, and I would recommend that you buy her. Now, would I recommend her over something like the Massachusetts? No. She's not like this insanely OP buy it now premium battleship. She's just a good decent premium, And there's a bit of a learning curve with her because, like I said, you know, with the getting up tiered and such, you have to learn how to hang in there in tier 10 games. In her guns, the shell arcs are a bit wonky sometimes. You definitely have to aim a bit above the borderline if you get within like within 10 kilometers. You have to aim up a bit, because I'm finding with the way her shell arcs are, they're just like plunging straight into the water. If I fire the guns at, let's say, around 10-ish kilometers of aim at the waterline where the citadel should be, the shells will go below the waterline. Now, if you're fighting a cruiser, that's fine, because that's where their citadel is, and it'll slow your shells down to where she actually pierces their citadel and does citadel damage. But when you're fighting battleships, that's not that great, because then it slows the shell down and then just bounces off the armor underwater. So just aim up a bit when you get to those close range battles. So if you like the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. At 1,000 subs, you get a face reveal of me, and Dakota would be there for this face reveal, who is my puppy that you might hear barking in some of my videos. And our goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of 2018. And we are under 100 from that now. So again, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.